Okay, I'm here with the head coach Drew Richards, Stephen Lassiter, DeJuan Carr, Bradley Haskell. A 78-62 victory against Virginia State, a big non-conference matchup. Coach, big second half. Your takeaways from today's win?
Yeah, I mean, I thought first half when we weren't making shots, it kind of affected other areas of the game. I thought it affected us rebounding. I thought it affected us mentally, defensively, and handling the ball. So obviously that's something that we've got to do a better job of, staying mentally focused through not making shots. I think that's the lowest probably percentage we've shot all year, and I thought a lot of those were good shots. We got some really good shooters. We're just missing some. So second half, we tried to refocus on getting the ball a little bit inside more, getting the ball to paint, because usually our percentages from three go up once the ball touches the paint, and that's what we call high percentage threes, and we try to get those as much as possible out of our offense. So once we started making, I can't remember if Steve made the first one. Someone made the first one that was kind of like, all right, let's relax, let's get down. We guarded really well in the second half, held them to 34%, and I thought, we were so we were plus 7 in the second half for rebounds. So I was proud of that. Those two things, we handled the ball pretty well. So overall, you couldn't probably point out a more team, especially with E-Man out. You couldn't put out more of a team victory.
Yeah, he's right next to you. Steve kind of thrust it into the rotation tonight with E-Man out. A lot of significant minutes. How important was it he tonight? 11 points, 5 boards. He just kind of stepped in perfectly for you guys.
A lot. He's I talked about him a couple of press conferences ago about guys that opportunities show up sometimes you're not expecting. And we've had to throw Steve out there a couple times. And I feel like most of the time he has gone out there and made a positive impact on the game. And so tonight, obviously, he was able to play a lot more than typical with E-Man out. And he was able to do some really good things. 11 points, 5 rebounds. He wasn't gun shy by any stretch of the imagination. And I thought defensively, overall, and that's the area we've been challenging Steve a lot more. Something has clicked at one point in the preseason. He started rebounding harder. He started playing with a little more confidence. But defensively, if he can provide minutes where he can guard another player, whether it's zone or man, it'll make us a better team. So having that depth, that 4 with him, is a huge advantage. So I was proud of him tonight coming out, and producing and helping us to a big win.
Steve, like Coach Richards said, 11 points, 5 boards tonight. You played a lot of minutes compared to some other games this year, but how was it out there tonight where you obviously had to play a big role and it proved a big win for you guys?
Yeah, with E-Man now, really just making the most out of my opportunity, just relying on our identity, not turning over the ball, playing hard, rebounding, and just having fun.
And then, all your other fellow forwards all kind of quickly got in foul trouble. You were one of the few who stayed out of foul trouble. How important was it to maybe just kind of stay grounded and, obviously not join a couple of your teammates in that foul issue category?
Yeah, I feel like that was big, just for me to stay out of foul trouble and help our team down the stretch, and then just focus on defense and rebounding, of course.
Brad, 18 points tonight. All 4 of your threes came in the second half, but just one turnover. We were talking about it Monday night, the turnovers. Coach had, challenged you to, clean it up. How important was it tonight to, obviously stay out of trouble in that category, but pick up a lot of big threes that obviously kind of swung open the doors here for this win?
Coach told us a stat before the game. We averaged 24 turnovers against those guys the last previous times we played them. So, yeah, if you just take care of the ball, we wouldn't be in the situations we were in.
We had 9. The team you guys as a team had 9 total turnovers tonight. So how important is that number? Obviously coming out of a tight first half, and then just blowing the doors open in that second half.
I think just us taking care of the ball, it cuts out them getting easy transition points, and it cuts off us getting fouls. So it just was the main thing. If we take care of the ball, we'll get a chance to get an easier shot with the defense breaking down after we move the ball. So that was just the main thing, just keeping the ball in our hands and getting assists instead of turnovers.
And then Juan, I just told you the number before the stat before we started talking, but you batted 1,000 tonight, 7 of 7, 2 for 2 from the line tonight, 17 points, 6 boards, 6 assists. You literally had a perfect night tonight, and no turnovers to go along with it. So just a real flawless game. But how important?
Perfect second half.
Perfect second half. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Let's
2
clarify.
Fouls. Sorry, 2 fouls.
Let's clarify.
Aside from the foul, you had a really good game. Thank you, Coach. But how you were kind of the spark plug in that second half just to maybe slow things down and get everything back going. But you didn't miss a shot. How important was that for you guys tonight, just to, where you didn't miss a step?
Well, I didn't know I didn't miss any shots till you told me, but
Yeah.
I feel like the most important one was like 0 turnovers because the last 2 times we played them, it came down to the last shot, and I mean I don't like when the game comes to them situations. I'd rather just get a comfortable win. I feel like turnovers was the key for it not coming down to like a last shot. So.
And then obviously Jonathan Curtis, coach, played a lot of more minutes and I got in foul trouble, but he again held his ground on the defensive side a lot. How important have these last 2 games been for him, just kind of, seeing the court more?
Yeah, I mean, confidence-wise, it's huge. I mean, that's why I told him in the locker room before we left. I mean, statistically, it doesn't really, in 13 minutes, doesn't really jump out to you his impact.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he was plus 18 for the game. So when he was in there, we were a lot better. And so we've tried to really emphasize with Kurt, like as he's kind of finding himself, confidence on the offensive end, if he can continue to be physical and just give us a presence in there, it changes us as a team and it provides something in a short amount of time that we haven't had in the past. So he's gonna find his groove offensively, but if he can continue to give us physical rebounding, just hard nose. I mean, he ain't afraid to foul somebody. So that helps sometimes. So he contributed a lot, especially against a very large Virginia State team.
And any of you guys can answer, Coach, you can. This is now the 3rd game in 5 days. I mean, how important is it to obviously come out of this stretch before Young Harris, but with 3 wins? Obviously, Monday was a win. But what have you guys learned about this team in the last 5 days, Bradley?
I think Steve would answer this one for us.
Steve.
I mean, I feel like there's nothing we can't handle as long as we lock in mentally every day and get treatment every day. I feel like we'll be okay where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, I was told the guys in the locker room after the game, I was listening to Coach Sampson, and he talked about like the most important thing to his team right now is rest, because we obviously got a couple guys that are injured or have little nagging injuries, and so we've got to be able to both balance preparing for a huge road game on Saturday against a very good Young Harris team, who's I think they're undefeated at home last I checked. They're very talented. Coach Curry does a good job, but we've got to prepare for that. So we've got to both physically rest our bodies and rehabilitate our bodies to where we're as fresh as possible with this crazy span we're in right now, but also mentally be able to be locked in to go into the mountain and see what can happen.
All right, big win tonight. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.